A Plaguelands Media production.
Hey everyone, this is Hugh from Plaguelands Media, bringing you our next Plaguelands Media movie review. This is something of a mixed bag for me because I have so much nostalgia for this film, and yet watching it as an adult and teaching film courses at a university, this one was difficult. So this was a Dr. Luke Carman pick, and it was a strange duck. I will give you that. So first of all, cheers to everybody who's watching this video. This was an odd one because I love the subject matter. I love the IP. I don't know what went wrong. That's all I'm going to say. This is Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Made for television, but did have a limited theatrical release. And that's all I'm going to say. I think we all say it best in the review, so please, everyone, watch this thing. Like, subscribe, leave comments, do all of that good stuff. If you have fond memories of this movie, please leave a comment down below. And just share your experiences. That's what we hope to get out of these movie reviews. I know in the past I've said that too many movie reviews just spew negativity. With this one, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. The review speaks for itself. So I'm just going to take another drink before I rewatch this, and we'll leave it there for the next episode of
Watch a fucking film. Watch a fucking film. People.
Okay, so the movie we are talking about this evening was picked by Dr. Luke Carman, so you can blame him for this one. And it is...
Thanks, cunt.
It is, depending on where you're from, it's Caravan of Courage or Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. This was actually a made-for-TV movie, but it was released in cinemas, and I actually saw it the first time in a cinema on the Richmond RAAF base in Australia.
Really?
Very limited cinematic release. It was mainly made for TV, then VHS. And then a DVD release, I believe in 2001 or 2003, with its sequel, Battle for Endor, and it was one of those DVDs that was like you had to flip it over to watch the second movie, kind of a deal. But that is what we're talking about now. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Ewoks are, get a fucking life, people, and go and watch some fucking Star Wars. Or go and watch the Ewoks graphic novel review I did earlier. But this movie was, for all intents and purposes...
Get a fucking life, people. Is that the next song I've got to record?
Probably. It's got to have Yub Nub in there somewhere.
Yeah, I can work that out.
This movie was, when I was growing up, freaking awesome. I absolutely loved it. It was one of my childhood favorites. Watching it again, what a piece of shit. I'm sorry to all you fans out there. I can't. If someone else take over, I'm not even going to ask you. I'm not even going to ask you to introduce yourselves.
If anyone owes an apology, it's me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And look, we've been watching a bunch of nostalgia films. You know, a bunch of films that have had big nostalgia hits. And like with Red Sonja, I haven't seen this film since I was a kid, and I remember hating it as a kid. I hated it, and I wasn't sure why. It's been too long. But I put it on the other day, and okay, so it opens up on the forest moon of Endor. There's this mum and dad characters. Their acting is absolutely atrocious. But then within seconds, that monster man, that giant monster man, whatever he's called, I
Gorax.
can't remember his name. What's his name?
Gorax.
The Gorax.
Yep. He stumbles in and he looked fucking great. And I thought, you know what? Maybe this film's going to be okay. Maybe this is going to be great. But I was completely wrong. I was correct as a kid. This movie is, I loathe this film. I hate this film. I detest this film. And, you know, when I was, you mentioned this in your review, Hugh, of Ewoks, whatever it's called. When I was a kid, my favorite Star Wars film was Return of the Jedi. Probably because of Jabba the Hutt, I don't know, whatever. And growing up, one of the critiques of that film...
You're a fucking chubby chaser, aren't you, mate?
Exactly. Exactly, yes. It's true. But one of the critiques of that film was that the Ewoks suck. They're annoying, they're childish, they're meant to appeal to babies, whatever. But for me, they were just a fact of life. I didn't hate them. I thought they were fine. But watching this movie, now I get it. Now I get why people hate the Ewoks.
Did you
I
know
understand it completely.
there was actually, like, just a complete aside from this film, the what was it, the Acolyte? They had the Wookiee,
Yeah.
the Wookiee Jedi.
Mhm.
There was
What a waste opportunity that was. Fuck.
there was in canon, in Star Wars lore, there was an Ewok Jedi.
I
So
mean, they
I
are...
could just see him going into battle, going yum num yum num yum num yum num yum num
Look,
yum
they're
num.
fine in moderation, but this movie asks too much
It does.
of you
It does.
to spend most of the movie with fucking Ewoks and their dumb fucking hijinks, and it's not
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It's not
watch
fun
it.
at all.
Watch it with English subtitles, and you will see how fun that movie gets.
See, the version you watched had, you could understand what the Ewoks were saying. Is that
No,
what
you
you're
couldn't
saying?
understand what the Ewoks was saying. It just came up with Ewok speaking, Ewok speaking, Ewok speaking, Ewok speaking.
Because I was wondering, I was like, why do we... It kind of reminded me, I don't know if either of you guys have seen the holiday special, the Christmas special,
No.
whatever it's
Oh,
called.
I've seen the Star Wars holiday special
And that
with
too has a
B. Arthur.
similar... Yeah, I mean, that is probably worse than this, but it similarly has these long sections where you're just listening to
The
fucking
Wookiees.
Wookiees talking. You can't, and it's like it bends your mind after a while. Like you're just watching fucking Ewoks blather at each other. You don't know what the fuck they're saying. And it's just like, what am I doing? What is this shit? And it's so fucking weird.
As a kid, I thought it was awesome because it had like Ewoks in it. Watching it last night, I'm just like, oh fuck, I need some whiskey to get through this.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an hour 40.
I nearly turned it off. I nearly
Yeah.
turned the fucker off.
I checked.
I watched it this morning. I watched it this morning. I was too pissed last night to sit down and then watch it. You're right. Yeah, it goes for an hour 40-ish.
mhm.
Nothing happens until well within an hour into it.
It takes
I remember
them,
it being better as a kid.
yeah,
but
Yeah.
it takes them almost 40 minutes to get to the Ewok village that we all fucking knew from Return of the Jedi.
It's a perfect combination. Like the Ewoks themselves are so tedious and annoying.
Oh,
Combine that with child actors, and that's
dude.
a cast of Ewoks and child actors. What were they thinking?
Okay,
Who is this supposed to appeal to?
here's the thing with this
What
film.
was the intention with this?
Before we even get into the plot, unless you saw Return of the Jedi, and unless you were familiar with the action figures that went along with that film, you wouldn't know who Wicket was, who Chief Chirper was, who Logray was. You wouldn't know these characters. Like, you wouldn't know them.
No.
Like, we didn't even know them in fucking Return of the Jedi. We only knew them through the action figures.
Yeah, but even so, like, you shouldn't know who these people are. You shouldn't know who these characters are. They don't deserve to be known, and they don't deserve to have their own film. They're giant. They're large teddy bears. It's terrible to watch their culture and their society and their fucking rituals. Their tribal rituals.
You brought this up. You brought this up. Their society. Okay. There's one point in the film. This isn't spoiling anything, but I want your clarification on this because you brought up society. There's one point in the film where they're about to embark on the Caravan of Courage, which is basically Ewoks and horses and two fucking stodgy little brats, where one of the Ewoks says goodbye and he's patting they're called Woklings, the baby Ewoks.
Oh,
I'm sorry. How the fuck do these bears procreate? There's no dicks or vaginas or assholes.
Yeah.
Let's have some taste. Let's not.
No.
Oh, look, the thought came into my mind as I was watching it because I was that bored shitless. All I wanted to watch was some Ewok porn.
Well, again, the holiday special is where you need to go for that. It does contain.
Oh, okay.
The Wookiees do watch porn in the holiday special, but this one, I mean,
but that porn starring B. Arthur.
Yeah, it's quite strange. But legitimately, he puts on fucking VR headset and goes to town. The fucking grandpa Wookiee. But it's yeah, look, the babies are absolutely hideous. That's the other thing as well. The Ewoks are fucking hideous. You don't want close-ups of them. You don't want long lingering shots of them.
They can't close their mouths, and they've only got 3 fingers.
Close their mouths.
Nor can they blink.
They can't blink. Yeah. They're unblinking fucking monstrosities. There's a scene where one of the Ewoks, I know I shouldn't even talk about it because we're jumping ahead. One of the Ewoks rescues the girl. He opens up like a cupboard on this fucking space shuttle. He's wielding a knife. And he looks absolutely fucking terrifying.
But
the girl would be shrieking in terror. He's just looking at her with these unblinking fucking amber eyes.
In her defense,
looks like he's going to eat her.
In her defense, I'm sick. I don't feel good.
Oh my god! This is a comedy. I don't care what anyone says. This was written to be a comedy.
I certainly didn't find
the
it
lines,
funny.
The delivery are just
okay.
People were pissing themselves behind the scenes. I'm sure.
I'm gonna start by talking about the 2 main human characters. Okay, we have Mace, who intentionally looks like a young Luke Skywalker and is wearing the Hoth battle.
It's more like an X-wing fucking pilots.
Yeah.
I need an explanation for this. Okay, why did they cast him to look like a fecal alcohol syndrome Luke Skywalker? Why did they do that? What was the plan? What was the intention? Why did they want
I
that?
think you just answered your own question there.
It makes no sense. It's confusing.
That I referred to him when I was trying to explain the film to my wife. I referred to him as Captain Exposition because every time he says something, it's like you see the Ewoks appear and then he goes, "They're here." Yeah, we know they're here, dude. They just fucking appeared on the horizon. Like,
He may be the dumbest fucking character in all of cinema. He says the most obvious, self-evident things. He does the weirdest fucking things. It makes no. All his actions are insane. Everything he does.
he gets angry at the Ewoks, and then a minute later he's like, "Oh no, you're cool. I love you."
Yeah, he
You're my
shoves
friend.
the Ewoks around. He tells them not to touch his shit when he's asking them to fucking use their psychic powers. He fucking tries to. He gets caught trying to eat a bird.
Throws away their fucking the present he was given. Like
The rock, yeah.
granted, it was a fucking
Give him a
rock.
fucking sacred object, and he's like, "It's just a dumb, stupid rock." He throws it away.
Surely, when he picked it up, it would have rattled.
And then when he threw it away, it would have broken.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really on the like we're getting ahead of ourselves, but it's really on the Ewoks that they hid the magical key compass thing inside of an ordinary rock. Why didn't they just give him the fucking compass key thing? What did they disguise it?
What I don't understand, and we're probably getting ahead of ourselves again, but when they're giving him the gifts, you know, like Galadriel and fucking Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
One's given like a tooth and a fucking crystal, right? What I'm watching and I didn't remember. And then you got to find or convince 2 other Ewoks to join. Okay, so you've pinched their shit, and in order for them to get their stuff back, they've got to join your caravan of fucking courage. Like the poor cunt that cuts down the trees. You stole the tooth off his fucking skull.
Yeah, I was. That was hilarious because they say like, "Oh, look, these last 2 objects, they must be given to warriors who will join your."
You
don't
fucking
realize when he's
took
saying
them
that.
from them.
It's shit that actually belongs to them. Fucking stole their shit. So, what the hell? Oh, but every aspect of this film is like that. Everything that happens, everything that is said, is weird and confusing and contradictory. It's just baffling.
The actress that played Sindel.
Yeah.
Okay, that was her first film, so I'm gonna cut her some slack for that.
Yeah.
But her character appears in the second film, Battle for Endor. And not to spoil anything, but her brother and parents get killed at the beginning of that movie. Just so.
Look, I don't think anyone's going to go out and watch it here. Spoil away.
But her character actually appears in the 3rd book of the Black Fleet trilogy of Star Wars Legend novels after the Battle for Endor, whatever it's fucking called. She goes on to become a journalist for the New Republic on Coruscant. And her character remains in the expanded universe.
Fuck.
That is bizarre. I mean,
that's just fucking stupid.
They have my thinking on her character, her casting in this. Like she was a kid. I'm not going to shit on it. She was a kid. You say it's her first.
Please don't shit on a kid. That's
no, I won't. But
I thought that maybe they picked her because, I mean, it could be just me, but she kind of resembled a very young Drew Barrymore in E.T.
Exactly. That's exactly what she is. She's a Drew
and
Barrymore,
also the girl from Poltergeist. Around that time, it was like young blonde hair seemed to be the like child actors.
Either way, her performance obviously is laughable and ludicrous. I mean, yeah, look, I'm not an actor. I'm not saying I could have done better, but I know what a
I reckon
human
you could
being
have.
sounds like when they cough.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they just kept applying moisture to her face throughout this film to indicate she was sick.
Okay, let's get into the story, and please jump in. But I want to start with the one thing that fucking pissed me off the most: the narration.
The narration for
the
his
narrator,
name? Burl Ives.
Burl Ives.
You know Burl Ives, icon,
now,
hero,
Burl Ives,
legend.
Burl Ives, fantastic fucking actor, made a ton of movies. His final film is the one that I remember him most for. His final film was Two Moon Junction.
Never seen it.
It's an erotic drama. It's an erotic drama where he plays the sheriff, because in his previous movie he played a sheriff, so naturally he has to play the sheriff in Two Moon Junction. But this is where we get the interesting kind of connection, because the main character in Two Moon Junction was played by Sherilyn Fenn, who was Aubrey in Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay.
And it is also the first film Mila Jovovich ever starred.
Really?
So you have this guy doing a voiceover for one of the shittiest movies ever made, and the only thing I can think of is
Two Moon Junction.
That's the sheriff from Two Moon Junction, because I had like some intense shower sex scenes in it, and I'm just sitting there going, "Are Ewoks going to be fucking in the shower? Is this the way we're going?" I don't remember.
It'd certainly make it a better film.
But the voiceover stuff was completely unnecessary. It was just there for the kids. Hold on, mate.
I don't know if you can say
look, it helped me. It helped me this morning while I was watching it, because I just zoned out. I had no fucking idea what was going on because I just didn't care.
Honestly, that fucking voiceover was like those books with the tape. Do you remember the books with the tape? And it was like,
yes, I do. I had Star Wars books like that.
Yeah,
yes.
And it was like when R2-D2 beeps, turn the page.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I've still got some in the shed somewhere.
So the way I was watching it with my son, and the way he described it was like, Burl Ives is sitting there watching this film, and it's obviously embarrassing, but he's trying to placate his blokey mates by just trying to explain it. He's like, because it's like everything he says is just, it's sort of like he's providing his own head canon for what's going on. Like he'll be like the little girl is sick and they've got to give her some medicine, and then Burl Ives will just fucking launch in and he'll be like, there's a fluid in the forest that will heal the girl. And it's like, yeah, we get that contextually, that's understood. You didn't need to say. And then later on, he's like, but then Ian, like you're saying, like there'll be moments later on where like they go to one of the Ewoks who's like a fucking wizard or something. Yeah, and then Burl Ives will come and go, the wizard has powers. He will be able to see the parents with his magic. It's like, oh, thanks. Thanks for that. Now I know what's going on. It's just
we couldn't get that from what you were filming.
Yeah. It's like they someone watched it back and is like, I got no idea what's fucking going on. Can we get a narrator to explain this shit? Because it makes no fucking sense.
So the movie starts with a crashed spaceship and the father and the mother, who actually have names, but I don't know what the fuck they are because no one gives a shit.
No one gives.
They're looking around. They're calling out. They're literally calling out the names Mace and Sindel.
Mm.
Now we come to discover later on that Sindel's actually in the ship itself, and she never fucking says anything.
That
Odd.
This is a massive confusion for me. There's a whole lot going on in what you just described that doesn't make. First of all, the plot is that the two kids are missing, right? But they're not really missing. They're in the ship, and the kids are wondering where the parents are. And then the monster wanders through, and the implication you find out later is that the monster kidnapped the parents. And then it cuts to the Ewoks, and the two Ewok kids are missing. What the fuck? Why did they need what? Why did they need to be missing? What the fuck's going on?
I don't think we can do this. I don't think we can do this logically. I think we just have to skip because it's going to take too much fucking time.
Yeah, because it's weird as well. Because like the story is the kids are missing, but from the kids' point of view, the parents are missing.
And then
they're in the same.
Yeah,
and then the Ewok kids are missing. Wicket's brothers, or sisters. We don't know who's a male or a female. They got no fucking genitals. Who cares? And so the father goes out, and apparently Ewoks can build hang gliders.
That's canon. I know you're saying this film isn't canon. Don't they use hang gliders to drop rocks on the AT-STs?
Dude.
In Return of the Jedi,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
They do.
So he goes hang gliding, and he finds the two kids stuck on a cliff, and yet as they're climbing down, they fall, and then they just start fighting.
I would describe what they're going through as hijinks. The most annoying, cheesy hijink. But what's fantastic is, he gets on that hang glider thing and he's searching for his lost kids. And he sees something flashing on the ground.
Yeah, the glinting on the...
And then Earl Ives comes in, he's like, the Ewoks see a flashy thing on the ground.
So they all go and investigate the crashed spacecraft. And they're poking around, and then they hear the coughing of the little girl, and they discover her. They shove a knife in her face because, she looks so fucking... she's going to attack him or whatever. And then her brother, Mace, comes back and gets overpowered by two fucking Care Bears.
He has by the way, he has a gun, which he calls a gun.
That's right. He's got the gun. He's got the blaster.
But it doesn't work.
He's got a blaster. But is this the only instance in Star Wars where instead of calling it a blaster, he just refers to it as his gun?
I think so.
Because, the most important point is he gets his ass kicked.
By Care Bears.
Yeah. And then I'm a little bit confused because they take her back to the Ewok village, right? They take them both back to the Ewok village.
No. They take them back to their house.
Mm-hmm. Now, what I'm wondering is,
he's tied up.
Are they under arrest? Are they captured by the Ewoks, or are they guests?
He is, because they carry him in on that stretcher.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, and then because that comes up a little bit later on where I was totally confused why they attempted to sneak away.
Oh,
But it's because he feels like he's a prisoner, right? So, but anyway, that's getting ahead of it. They go back to the house, the Ewok house, and immediately the girl gets sick. That's the next thing that happens, right? That's the next plot point.
and and Mace keeps going, she needs medicine, and
Well,
for
it's
some
bizarre
reason,
because before he even says that, Hugh, before he says that about medicine, they sit her down and she starts coughing, and he's like, "What's the matter? You hungry? You need some food?"
Yeah. And he starts doing this thing.
Yeah, this guy is the dumbest fucking character in all of cinema.
For some reason,
His sister's
though,
coughing, and she's like, "I don't feel so good." He's like, "Maybe you're hungry. Maybe you need to eat something. She needs food." It's like, no, she's coughing. That's not what hungry people do.
for some reason, though,
fucking spluttering.
he thinks that repeatedly yelling the same thing at an Ewok is going to make them understand what you're talking about.
Which is fantastic because he's also incredibly bigoted towards the Ewoks. He's like, "What are you talking about? They can't talk." Like he's been listening to them talk the entire time in their Ewok language.
Star Cruiser, crap.
Oh God. Oh my God. You've jumped ahead to the scene where she is trying to explain what a space cruiser is. It space cruiser?
Star Cruiser.
Star Cruiser. Oh my, why does that go on for 20 minutes? Space Cruiser. This is how Space Cruiser.
Yeah, it does the thing.
And then he gets a horse. And he's like, what the fuck is that? Why did they leave that in the movie? What is that? Anyway, I'm so sorry.
Okay, they give Sindel medicine, and after she has the first dose, she's still a bit sick, so they got to go off and get some more yub-nub berries or whatever the fuck they're getting for her. And then Mace, the dumbest motherfucker in the Star Wars universe, sees something in a tree and goes and just sticks his arm in there.
Yeah. I don't understand why he did that. If you were out in the forest and you saw a bird in a tree, why would you sneak up on it and attempt to grab it with your hands? Did he want to eat it? Why did he try and grab the bird? Do you remember when Chewbacca found that carcass in the woods?
Return of the Jedi, yeah.
Because he was a fucking dumb dog. He was a Wookiee. This is a human being. And it's not a fucking hamburger. It was a bird in a nest.
You sounded like the guy that made the movie The Room. Tommy Wiseau, he's a human being.
I've been into the forest before. I didn't try to grab birds out of their trees. What we're talking about this is because he tries to grab the bird thing, and it turns out that was a lure by a fucking tree monster that bites his arm. And the Ewoks save him from it.
But he's still an asshole to them.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's not. Look, he's trying to find the fluid, as Burl Ives explains in narration. The forest contains a healing fluid. That's what the narrator says.
Why did he have to use the term fluid? It's a bit gross, really.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they take her back, and her performance is like, you've never seen a human being cough like. She's like, "I don't feel so good." It's the weirdest fucking thing. But anyway, they take her back. They get the fluid. Like this is a plot in a film. They have to get the fluid out of a tree. in the forest.
What? We're only 20 minutes into the film, though, at this point.
Exactly.
I'm just, fuck.
Yeah, this is. I swear to you, this was the point. I paused it and I checked how far I was, and I was like, oh God, I don't think I'm going to make it through this thing.
Like I said, I nearly turned it off. I just went, oh, fuck it, I'll just wing the review tonight.
You know,
I'll just pretend I watched it.
You know what? I'm gonna rush us through this because I can't bear to think about the next part. They sneak out of for some reason, they sneak out of the Ewok house. They get lost in the forest, get chased by a giant dog, which is stop motion animation Ray Harryhausen style, which I thought was pretty cool.
Which I enjoy. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's tacky as it is. I love that sort of shit.
I liked the look of the beast.
Yeah.
They run and hide in a tree, and then we get this creature trying to get at them, and then another 20-minute Abbott and Costello scene of Ewoks getting fucking knocked all over the place.
No,
But-
Hugh, I absolutely I appreciate you rushing us through that, but there's just some. I just want to, if I can just go back a little bit, because I don't know why they snuck out in the middle of the night. I didn't feel like they were being held against their will.
It wasn't the middle of the night. Okay, it looked
Was
like the middle of the night, and then in some scenes it was the day, and then it was dark, and then it was the day, and then it was dark.
It didn't look
and then it was
like the
day.
middle of the night because they did fucking day for night film technique where it was meant to be night, but it was obviously day. They sneak out, and then I was totally confounded because the girl's like, "Do you ever think about mom and dad?" I thought you'd been gone for a day. I thought you'd been without each other for fucking one night. And then the kid, the guy, Mace, he goes, maybe if I'd just been the best kid that it ever was, maybe they'd still be alive. Like, what? Then he says,
maybe that's why they fucked off in the first place.
I want to tell them I love them.
Yeah, but then he says the weirdest. He's like, I will be mom and dad.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're gonna program with yourself and
mum
then
and
have a hermaphroditic baby?
Yeah. And then that bear pig thing attacks him and chases him. And you're right. It goes on and on. The Ewoks fucking. It looks great. I'll give you that. It looks great. I think the monsters are the best part of this film. They look.
I have to say though, there was one scene where they're hiding in the tree, and one of the Ewoks gets shoved into it, and you just look at an Ewok asshole, and then he gets back up and yub nubs his way to fucking.
Yeah. Also,
I watched it.
Exactly, but it's also. I think is it Wicket that kills that thing with a dart?
Yeah, no, he puts it to sleep.
Oh, it's not dead.
No, he puts it to sleep.
Okay. All right, because it's a pretty cool monster, as you said. It looks pretty cool.
Well, the Gorax hound, whatever.
Oh, that's the weird thing too. Like on that creature, they find a life monitor that belongs to their parents, and like, hey, this is Dad's life monitor. They must be alive.
He's still alive, but it's not connected to him.
Yeah.
But how do they know it's
attached to a fucking bear pig? Wouldn't the implication be that it ate him? Yeah, that's right. Like, if I found my dad's wallet attached to a fucking tiger's face, I'd think the tiger ate my dad. I wouldn't think, oh, Dad's all right. He's fine. If I found my dad's driver's license in a fucking tiger's fucking fur, I would think a tiger ate him. I wouldn't be like, oh, he's fine. What the fuck?
Then they go to the Ewok village, which is cool. I always love the fucking Ewok village.
Yeah, they go back there. The tent scene of everybody sleeping in a tent for some fucking reason. They just keep showing us Ewoks sleeping.
And they snore. We know Ewoks snore now, so that's a good fucking...
But they can't close their eyes because every time they show Ewoks sleeping, their eyes
can't close their eyes
or
their mouth.
Or their mouth. Yeah, I was about to say, they can't close their mouths. It's always their fucking teeth. They go to the Ewok village, which, as I mentioned in my book review, some snotty little fucking brat that I knew had the entire playset.
I was wondering where that's going to go, that comment.
Yeah, likewise. I can see that you've held that grudge for a long time.
They meet Logray, the shaman, who for some reason has a Jewish dreidel. I think that's because George Lucas might be Jewish. I don't fucking know. And he uses the dreidel to find where the parents are located based on the life monitor, which may or may not come from the father. We don't know because we only get it from Mace, and so far in the movie, he's been a fucking idiot.
Oh, he's been such an idiot. And he sees the vision of his parents in the lair of the monster.
Gorax.
And he, whatever it's called. And he goes, oh my God, it's a monster or something huge. So, what? And then the girl says, we have to help them or else they're going to be dead. So, yeah, okay. And then she says it again.
They repeat their lines all the fucking time in this movie.
It's like they left multiple takes in. You know, it's just fucking bizarre. And then and they squirt water on her face to make it look like she's upset.
Yeah.
She's got like this trail of tears down her face. She's like, oh my God, they're gonna be dead if we don't help them. What the fuck?
So the Ewoks agree to help them, although we don't know because there's no English subtitles. And they set out on this caravan of courage to go to the Gorax lair to get them back. They all get a gift, the stupidest gifts known to man. She gets a candle, he gets a rock, someone else gets a headband. Whatever, we've already fucking talked about it. Don't give a shit. They go and meet two other Ewoks. One of them's a warrior that can throw an axe to, like Kevin Costner in fucking Prince of Thieves.
You can't just have in that scene. They come across this big Ewok, right? He's a big Ewok, and he's an axeman. He chops down trees, and then all of a sudden, the kid, is an axe throwing expert. Like, why wouldn't you have set that up? From? He has an axe, and then the Ewok throws an even better axe. He's even better at axe throwing, and the kid's like,
reminiscent of the was it the Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Archery competition.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, no, you can't just. You don't get to do that.
But also,
you don't get to just.
His axe is a piece of wood with a stone on it, and somehow it's perfectly balanced to.
Look, this is just in this film. Axes are just everybody's got an axe. The kid has an axe. The Ewok has an axe. The monster has an axe. It's just an axe movie.
God!
I know what you just thought of.
I know.
I know what just leapt into your mind. It was the Axapult, wasn't it?
Okay, so
that's not what popped into my mind, but we'll discuss that after we finish this.
So they pick up a warrior, they pick up a priestess, which is another thing. How do you feel about magic in the Star Wars universe? They have the Force, but there's literal magic in this movie.
There's literal magic.
It was so weird. It was such a weird fucking combination of things. I haven't got a problem with it, but watching it now, to me, and I suppose it was just like a fantasy film. Like there was just so many elements that resembled or referenced, like the old sword and sorcery films, the magic and the getting of the fucking the muscle man and the wizard and all that sort of shit. Like it just was strange. We're supposed to be in like a space opera environment, and there was really nothing to reinforce that world. It was just bizarre.
Yeah,
but I suppose you've got to also take into consideration it was an 80s film,
and it was for kids.
And it was for kids. So I mean, we're obviously looking at it as 40-year-old men picking the absolute shit out of it. Like I said, when I saw it as a kid, I enjoyed it. Like I saw Return of the Jedi, and this is like the thing after that. And I was like, oh, fucking cool, But watching it now, it's a fucking hour and 40 minutes I'll never get back.
Yeah, look. I have a different perspective on it because, as I said, I hated it even as a kid, and I hated hate is the wrong word. I don't understand why the people who made this film felt as though adding kids in and putting it from a kid's perspective, giving it a kid's point of view, would appeal to kids, because I loved Star Wars as a kid. I didn't need a child protagonist to get into the universe. Quite the opposite.
I mean, I wasn't going to waste my time researching anything about the film because I finished watching it and just went, oh, fuck it. I got other shit to do. But it was funny, like, just as a bit of a side note to that, like, was it last night or the night before? I tried to find it because I was not going to pay for Disney Plus to watch it because I knew I'd be wasting my fucking $16 or whatever the fuck they charge you now. But I found Caravan of Courage on, is it Daily Motion? Is that the name of the site that has videos and shit? It's like a YouTube, but
yeah.
got other stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, it was Star Wars, Caravan of Courage and Ewok Adventure. Oh, fucking sweet, So I started watching it, and I'm watching it and going, this is different. And I watched about 5 minutes of it and realized that I was watching Battle for Endor. Right? Because I'm going, no, that's just wrong. Anyway, at the beginning of Battle for Endor, it has the iconic fucking Star Wars scroll with the
Oh, okay.
Whatever you call that, right?
The crawl.
And it had the crawl. Yep, it had episode 8.
Wow.
Straight there, I should have gone, oh, hang on a minute, where's episode 7? But, I was, again, like I said, I was probably pissed and it didn't register with me. I probably said episode 8 fucking Battle for Endor, but, anyway.
Okay.
But I'm wondering if, like, you're sort of saying, it was made for kids. I'm wondering if these were unofficial sequels to...
George Lucas actually wrote the story for Caravan of Courage.
Okay.
It's
I
weird.
know we discussed this before, but when's it set? Like, to me, like, maybe that's why I didn't have...
I think it's set before Empire, between Empire and New Hope.
Okay, so then Battle for Endor would also be set during that time period because they're still fixing their ship at the beginning of Battle for Endor.
Yeah. From what I've read, the character of Sindel becomes a reporter 10 years after Return of the Jedi. So
okay. I'm just trying to work out the timeline here.
But that's the expanded universe. So
Yeah, I understand that, but like even with the comic book review you did today,
because
yeah,
Wicket knows fucking English in the comic book.
he knows English, but he didn't know English during Return of the Jedi.
No. And by English,
He didn't
you mean
speak English.
basic.
Or basic, whatever the
Sorry,
fuck you want to call
basic.
it.
We gotta. Sorry,
That's right.
Plaguelandians fan. We understand what you were saying. We're talking to you. I was wrong. You were right. It is basic.
It's basic.
But you know what I mean? Like, and I'm trying to work. That's why I'm thinking it was set afterwards, after Return of the Jedi.
I know what you mean. Yeah, I get. I wasn't able to work that out.
Because you got to understand too. Okay, it's probably not canon anymore. Whatever, but when it was around, it was canon.
It was canon, yeah.
It was canon. So you got to respect it for what it is.
Does this mean,
put it into some sort of chronological order?
Does this mean at some point we have to actually watch Battle for Endor?
I'm not doing it. I watched the first 10 minutes of it the other night. Fuck off. You can go fuck yourself. If you decide, if one of you pricks decide, the next fucking movie review is going to be Battle for Endor, get fucked. I'll just sit here and just laugh at you cunts for the hour and a half we talk about it, because I'm not doing it. Fuck off.
The next movie is my choice, mate. So
that's fine. And you can pick Battle for Endor.
No,
and I'm not going to watch
it. It's a massive mistake. It was like opening a door into a party that I didn't want to go into. You know, I was like, oh fuck, what have I done?
You know what? We should just end the review right now with that as the final fucking comment, because it just sums it up.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna fucking speed through this. They go on the Caravan of Courage. Fucking Mace is a dick. He falls in a lake that he can't get out of. Wicket uses his magic walking stick to get him out of the fucking water. They say, what happened? He goes, I don't know. I was there. Then I was in there. But now I'm out here. Oh, what happened?
And I know you're trying to go through it really quick, but it's just a real quick side note to that. For someone who can hold their breath for 2 minutes, he did all right after he got out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, he was. It was that moment was hilarious.
Not only is he an Olympic fucking axe thrower, he's also a fucking scuba diver.
And he was not only that. When you hold your breath, you keep your mouth shut. He was just he
was talking the whole way through it.
They go over the desert for like 10 seconds. We see feet walking in a freaking desert. They get to a
which
cave,
is really funny because it's the forest moon of Endor.
The forest moon of Endor, and there's a desert on it.
Yeah.
They don't know how to find the entrance, and then Yub-Nub points to the rock and he smashes it, and then a little arrow goes, and then he uses the blaster to blast the rock open. They go into the cave.
Again, sorry, Hugh. I know you're trying to go through it really quickly, but you forgot one of the coolest, the only scene that I really wanted to have a comment about, and I thought about it all day, how I would approach it tactfully without getting demonetized. The Firefly Tinkerbell fucking scene.
The mass Tinkerbell event.
Fuck? And it, that whole scene ends with them having a somewhat weird ass orgy rolling around in the fucking tent. What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that was, and why all those Tinkerbells went into her magic candle,
which she put.
What?
No, she put the magic candle on a bale of hay. The most flammable thing available in the area, and she puts the
and
candle
then Mace just puts Tinkerbell in his pocket, and
which subsequently, I know we haven't got to that bit yet, but caused the death of one of the characters.
Yeah.
What? It's very strange.
What happened to that candle? Like, I switched off. Does she use that candle again?
No.
No.
So that whole scene where
Every
all
one of those
go in-
items was a one-use thing, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but to me, that scene set up.
You would think so. In film logic, you would think, there's going to be some payoff for this, but no,
that's
isn't.
right. But no,
there is not.
Must be one of the deleted scenes.
Yeah, the extended edition, the special edition.
Oh, please, please, George.
The special edition by George Lucas. All the Ewoks
4 hour
have
long
guns now.
fucking marathon.
But Hugh, I don't want to stop you. You're nearly there.
Yeah, sorry,
sorry,
mate. Continue, because that's like where you're just about to get to is the bit that I saw, I remember seeing and actually enjoying, and I actually throughout the whole film that was that last 30 minutes.
So
it was the only bit that was worth a pinch of shit.
They get to the this is usually Luke's. I'm feeling really weird because Luke was the one that was doing the narration the last time. They get to the mountain fortress of the Gorax, which every time it's the Lorax to me from Dr. Zeus. I can't not fucking break that apart. But they get to the Gorax's fortress. They can't get in. Mace whines in his little bitch voice, "How are we gonna get in?" And then they tell him the rock, and he's like, "I
threw it away."
And then Wicket comes up and he's like,
"You kept it for me." You unselfish little prick.
Yeah, he smashes the rock. There's a little fucking arrowhead thing. It flies around and then drives in and finds a cave. He's like, "How do we get in? We can't move." "Oh, wait a minute. There might be some juice in my gun." And which, by the way,
the gun that's never worked properly.
He lost that gun when they were hiding in
the tree. He did.
And then
that's right.
Why did they show him losing the gun if they didn't want him to lose the gun?
Deleted scene.
And that is that the first and only instance of continuous laser fire from a blaster in Star Wars?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's usually pew pew pew.
He blows up that rock with a continuous
the closest
blast.
he came with was the Death Star beam.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He blows up the rock. They go in the cave. They leave the children there, which is Sindel, Wicket, and some other fat fucking Ewok that we never know who the fuck it was.
Was it meant to be the Caravan of Courage?
Oh, who the fuck
knows
at this point? And then they go, there's a chasm, and they got to climb across spider webs, and these giant spider things come down.
How cool. I was watching that scene go, how cool is that spider?
Oh,
it's like they've gone to like Crazy Clint's fucking bargain shop, bought a Halloween fucking prop and put it on a string. Fucking
that
brilliant.
May be the worst
Absolutely
effect
brilliant
I have ever seen in any film ever. You can clearly see
I loved it.
The strings.
It was awesome
on its head.
It was awesome.
It was great.
It wasn't string, it was web.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how they got around
it. Was just web. It was just web.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And also they destroy the web, which is their only means
by cutting one strand of it.
One strand of the web, the whole thing falls down.
Fucking dumb spider. It just had the whole linchpin of that web on that one fucking string. Absolutely insane. Yeah. Absolutely crazy. And what's worse is
I think I mean, you both know that I love Return of the King, but I think if Peter Jackson had recreated that scene in the Shelob cave, oh my God.
It would have
won 12 Oscars.
I think the Lord of the Rings films ripped this movie off big time. The falling into the water was fucking ripped off. The Spiderweb, Shelob, all of that. The fucking Hobbit movies. Lord of the Rings,
Yep.
I mean, they just owe so much to this film.
They get
Peter
across.
Jackson
Absolutely.
owes his entire career to this film.
They get across the chasm, and then they have to climb up a giant set of stairs, which you will find out the stairs are too small for the Gorax feet. But that's neither here nor there. They get
That's
up, they find the Gorax lair. The Gorak, and I made a fucking note of this, the Gorak practices Fletcherism.
Beg your pardon?
Fletcherism is a mastication technique by Horace Fletcher. Horace Fletcher was a man, he was born in 1849, he died in 1919, and he had this technique where you chew your food 50 to 100 times until it becomes liquid and it goes down your throat. Now, if you watch the Gorak eating from the bone, he's just very slowly, nom, 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 like constantly just chewing his food. So he is clearly a fan of Fletcherism, the technique of chewing your food an appropriate amount of times.
What I found strange about the Gorak's approach was he walks into the scene, sits down, picks up a bone, realizes that it's just a bone, stands back up, goes over to the cage where the mum and dad are held, rages at the cage, and then just walks off. What was his motivation in that scene? What was happening there?
Can you just imagine the director, like this little guy and the giant Gorax, and the director's like, okay, this is what we want you to do. And the Gorax's like, what's my motivation? I need to know what I'm feeling. Okay, you're hungry, but you don't want to kill them. Okay, I'll get it in the next take.
Am I assuming that he was going to eat them at some point? Because you look at the size of that bone.
I know.
Yeah.
And then compare it to the size of the...
The bone was bigger than the people.
Massively bigger.
Yeah.
And what's worse is he kept those two people, the mum and dad, in a cage which they could easily escape. They can just leave the cage at any point.
Yeah, the gaps were so big between them. Between the bars.
Yeah, but they're very high. So I mean, jumping out of that cage would have been certain death.
That's true.
Yeah, they didn't have an axe to spring off of to.
No.
Yeah,
they couldn't have imagined.
Okay, they climb up the giant stairs, get to the Gorax lair. One Ewok does just runs around, drawing the Gorax attention away while they go and free the fucking... Jesus Christ, I can't even believe we're talking about this shit.
Listen, this is a really cool action scene where they get the Gorax's axe and they use it as a catapult to launch themselves up into the cage where the mum and dad are held. And they bring a rope and everybody climbs up into the cage for some reason. Instead of asking the parents to climb down, they climb up into the cage. And then the Gorax is very upset. So Mace, not Windu, Mace,
I know, I keep...
unleashes Tinkerbell, and Tinkerbell
as they're going down the stairs, they're all running down the stairs.
Yeah.
And
which leads to the death of the big axe wielding.
Yep.
The axe wielding Ewok is trying to clean the Gorax's toenail or whatever. He just keeps hitting him in the foot.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Tinkerbell is flying around. The Gorax is smacking shit. Rocks come down, crushes the axe wielding Ewok,
Jeez.
who gives his axe to Mace.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then
And,
Mace.
and that's another great scene, and there where he gives the axe to Mace. No, you need it. You can't die. And then he dies, and then he says, "You can't die. He's already dead, mate. Move on."
Yeah.
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 That fucking character repeats every sentence he says. I've got to take a piss. I've got to take a piss.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
This shit is hard. Oh, this shit is hard. Like,
There's maybe something wrong with him, but he throws the axe like
Yeah, he's on the spectrum.
yeah. Oh, he's Becky, and then the monster falls down a pit.
they trip him
Somehow-
over. They trip him with the rope.
They trip him over. He falls down a pit, a bottomless pit, and then he flings himself back up. And Mace Spectrum throws his axe into the back of the monster's head, and then he falls down. It's
And then
very much like
there's a rope hanging there that they can swing over.
yeah, of course, yeah. There was that was always there. You just didn't notice. And then, but it's very much like Gandalf fighting the Balrog in the Mines of Moria. It's basically identical. In fact, again,
Look.
Peter Jackson.
Oh,
has
dude,
just
you're
ripped
talking
off-
to the wrong
Look,
person with the Lord of the Rings movies, mate.
Fuck.
No. I'm saying
If
Peter Jackson.
if that
He's
scene,
a hack. He stole the
if
Balrog
Mason-
scene from this movie.
if Mace had followed him down that chasm with his fucking axe, going, fucking kill you, cunt,
Yeah,
it would have been a much better film.
yeah.
But it
I
didn't
would,
happen.
love, I would have
Exactly.
loved for Mace to have thrown the axe, jumped on the back of the Gorax, and then turned to his parents and gone, "Run, you fools!" That would have been a fucking.
No.
Oh,
No, Hugh,
you would
because
have had my attention.
a far better ending would be they escape from that, they go back to the Ewok village, and the dad of Mace looks at the Ewok dad and says, "We are two very lucky fathers." I think that's the best way to end this movie.
That could be the ending of your next book, Luke.
I wish.
I would have thought
It's
a better
taken.
ending
And
would
then
be.
they could have broke up in the Nub Nub song.
I would have thought a better ending would be he looked at the father of Wicket and he said, "You want to swap wives?"
I thought that was implied by what he actually said. Yeah.
This is why we're not monetized. but-
Again, extended edition.
Yeah, the George Lucas.
Who's the director of this
cut.
film? Fucking, what's his name? John Corty. Release the Corty cut, you cowards in Hollywood.
Can I just say? There's one scene that I didn't touch upon that I would like to now towards the end of this review. There is a scene where Wicket's they're in the cave and the Sindel and Wicket and the other young Ewok are left behind, and Wicket is trying to cheer her up. He does that stupid handstand dance thing. And then the other the other Ewok falls on his asshole. That is just straight, like they didn't rip this off. It was ripped off in the 80s film Mac and Me, where the alien is in a fucking bear costume in a McDonald's and he's dancing on on the fucking counter during the big dance off. And Ronald McDonald kind of winks at him and shit like that. Like,
well, I'm not surprised. I think Mac and Me ripped this film off. At times, the girl reminded me of Mac.
yeah.
So, I'm not surprised at all. I thought that that scene where the Ewoks were doing handstands to impress the girl was the point where I nearly went insane. I was like, what have I done? And then I felt so bad about what I'd done to you two. I thought, you will get to this point in this film, the two of you, and you'll never want to speak to me again.
I was watching it last night.
I'll just put another curse on you, Luke. Apparently,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, I'm the evil guy who puts who curses on you.
I was watching it last night, and I was drinking some beer, and I had it on, and then it got to a certain point where I just went pause, and I just brought out the whiskey. I'm just like, I can't fucking do this on beer. I've got to do this on whiskey. It was
I hear.
It was one of the most, and I fucking love Star Wars. I love everything about Star Wars. That movie was a travesty.
Let's put it this way. I feel like I owe Red Sonja and Enter the Dragon an apology after watching this film.
Well, guess what? The good news is I get to pick the next movie.
You do. Can we rate this movie and put it to bed? Can we wrap this up? I'm going to
thoughts.
Final thoughts. I'm going to say this movie taught me why Ewoks are hated. And I now agree. I now have to accept that Return of the Jedi is tainted. And I give this movie 1 star out of 10.
Ian?
Because the Gorg, whatever his face, the monster looked cool. He did look cool.
He did look cool. He was awesome.
Yeah. Look, I would agree with you with the 1. But the stop motion animation I love, regardless of the fact it's tacky. I love the matte painting they did to some of the backgrounds. But that was it, you know. So I'll give it 2. Like, it was a steaming pile of dog shit. It really was.
I'm going to go against both of you guys. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. This was a classic Star Wars movie. No.
That's because you're a fuckwit.
I am giving this 2.5. Purely for the 0.5 is for nostalgia, but I agree with both of you for the stop motion was cool. I enjoyed that. The Gorak was fucking awesome, even if there was
yeah, I agree.
There was one scene where one of the Ewoks jumped on the back of that stop motion creature, and it just looked like my cat had done a shit and was just running around the house with it still hanging out of its asshole. So it's
a weird you say about the nostalgia. Just thinking about it, then it's like, I think maybe sometimes these things should be just left alone.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
No one should bring them up.
You're right.
No, they shouldn't.
I apologize to everyone.
No.
Okay, so final thoughts before we stop this recording.
Final thoughts are
I'm going to go and what?
No, Ian, please.
Please, Ian.
I was going to watch it because trying to find it on YouTube. There are quite a few reviews of it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go at some point and watch, and just as a bit of a comparison. I was meaning to do it before we got on, but I just couldn't be fucked. Luke. Just out of shits and giggles.
I think it's really put put Mac into perspective for me, that George Lucas, he didn't know what he was doing at times. So I think that Star Wars, the greatest story of my lifetime, for sure. I really believe that. I think there may have been a lot of chance and luck involved, because this shows that they didn't know, at least in this instance, they didn't know what they were doing. So that's made me rethink.
Do you think it was sort of him trying to jump on the Ewok bandwagon? Like, I don't remember them. I'm assuming they were a popular addition for the kids.
Yeah.
I think part of it as well is him at the time handing the reins to people who weren't skilled enough to continue the legacy. Whereas when we got into like the Timothy Zahn novels and stuff, it's a whole different ball game. But when you're making a movie and you're doing it in that universe, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Maybe we could reach out to him and see if he'll make an appearance on the channel so we can give him, the hard questions.
Yeah, you just say, dude, why are you such a fucking? Where's your goiter come from? Okay.
We're fucked.
Thankfully, the next movie review is going to be a Hugh pick. So,
all right,
stay tuned, you little Plaguelandians out there. Everyone, stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of your day. But most important of all, watch a fucking movie, people.